Hi, and welcome to Girl Talk. It is an absolutely lovely day today. It's a little hot, and our friend Cathy Ulmer has joined us from Ulmer's Pharmacy, and we've had quite the morning.
Yes,
We're sitting here calmly, but it was really interesting. You and I talked yesterday, and I work around a lot of construction guys that are renovating and doing all kinds of great things, and one of them had not gotten a shot yet.
Right.
And so I asked him if he would come today to sort of chat with you about kind of why he hadn't gotten it or whatever. Well, he ended up just getting his J&J vaccination. So I would love to hear a little bit about what people's concerns are. What are the reasons folks are not necessarily getting their vaccinations?
So the chicken wants a vaccination, I believe. So I think the biggest concerns really are with, I just haven't gotten to it. I'm not sure I really need it. You know, I'm not around a lot of people, or, what's the point, or what are the side effects, or am I going to be out of work for 3 days?
Exactly.
I mean, it's just like, and then there's just people that, convenience-wise, they're like, oh, I don't know where to get it. I've heard it's really hard to make an appointment.
Well, that's what this young man said. He said, you know what? I work all day. I can't really take off work. He's young. I never go to the doctor.
Right.
You know, it's just.
Yeah, so that's those are the main, like, convenience, like, do I really need it? And then there's, the people that are concerned about the side effects or the long-term effects of the vaccines. So those are the main things that we're seeing. A lot of people, we have to talk through it. There's a lot of vaccine anxiety.
Okay.
I've spent probably 15 minutes just, talking to a patient about it. I actually had him lay on the floor and get on his phone, and I gave him his vaccine. But, in a lot of high, volume stores or places like hospitals where they're trying to get the vaccines done quickly, it makes it a little bit more difficult to
because it does
take
feel
time
clinical.
with people. It does,
I can see the anticipation and the anxiety.
And there's so much anxiety leading up to it, and then they get the vaccine, they're like, wow, that was nothing.
That's what he just said. He was like, you're like, we're done. He's like, done?
Yep.
I mean, it was the most benign thing ever.
And it's that buildup. And I think that with the information highway and all the stuff that people are reading about it, they get themselves psyched up when it's a safe vaccine. It doesn't have a lot of side effects, and it's really easy to make an appointment. We have so many appointments open now that it's pretty simple to do. So, there's really not a good reason at this point to not get a vaccine. So
do you all implement protocols in your store, like back to masking, or just how do you recommend safety?
We haven't gone back to masking yet.
Because you're all vaccinated.
Because we're all vaccinated.
Right.
And, we do ask that if people aren't vaccinated, that they try to wear a mask in the store. We have plexiglass up that helps protect my staff. Just like we have distancing and plexiglass. And what we were doing for a long time was wearing masks if we came out from behind the pharmacy to help customers.
That makes sense.
We stopped. But with the rise in cases right now, we may go back to just, extra protection from ourselves.
This is sort of a shift and a segue, but all of our kids are going back to school.
Yes.
Which is pretty exciting.
Super exciting.
Really excited about that. And I think the kids are excited to have a schedule again. Do you give measles, mumps, any of those vaccinations?
We do have access to all the vaccinations except for yellow fever, which requires a special a card. But we do give all vaccines. We hesitate in giving them too young, even though we have the approval. But I do side on getting it at the pediatrician for younger, because it sets a protocol for that child to know the doctor's given the vaccine, and it's not this weird room in the back of a pharmacy in a retail environment. And then the pediatricians are much more efficient in the follow-up. But, for those that can't get in, we do offer those vaccines. So, the state of South Carolina has made it where we can give them with a prescription. It is under the age of 18.
But the flu vaccine
we can do without
So how do you do that this year? If I have a COVID vaccine, am I also going to have a flu vaccine?
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
going to be one big vaccinated, immune to everything bad.
I feel like we're going to have a big flu. We didn't have much of a flu season last year, but people weren't around each other last year. Now we're all going back together. We're going to have COVID. We're going to have flu. And I think we're going to see a huge uptick in flu this year. So I think it's super important that everybody get fully vaccinated.
Well, I think that's the one thing that you said that resonated with me before we even started was, you know, it's like, what if people don't get vaccinated? What will this look like?
I think, you know, and this is just speculation, but we're going to see these up and downs. The less people that get vaccinated, the longer we're going to kind of see the ups and downs versus just getting vaccinated and hopefully either not having it come back around or just see it be more cyclical or seasonal. And the biggest thing now is that the good news is that the uptick in cases are filling the hospitals, but not the ICUs.
See, that's
so that
amazing.
means the vaccine's working. I know people think that the vaccine's not working because they're seeing cases of COVID, but it's not 100% that it's going to prevent it, but it's going to prevent you from death or ICU.
Getting really
sick. You know, the people that are having the vaccine and then getting COVID aren't getting really sick.
I think one of the things that impresses me the most about talking to Cathy, and one of the reasons I really call on her all the time now for just questions, is that really you are an educator, if in as much as anything.
Try, yes. I mean, I want to be a source of information and honest information, and you know, I try not to skirt around it, but you know, it's important that we talk through it and talk through all your questions and address all your questions, because we have to be responsible for our health care.
You're amazing. I thank you as always, my new friend.
Yes.
Stay with us. There's a lot more to come here on Girl Talk.